That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Mondays.
Monday.
On a Monday, what do you got over there, Chris?
You're so proud of yourself for the on a Monday.
I'm very proud. I'm a prideful man.
How you guys doing? Good.
We're great.
Good. Jay Fellig.
Hey.
Great job bowling this weekend.
Thank you. My dad
Rich,
fell down.
you're talking about all the time how the NFC North is going to be, historically great. You'll love this division.
Yes.
Toughest division in football.
I think it's as great of the division that it's ever been. NFC North is the greatest it's ever been.
I'm not going to tell you which team. I will say, though, the NFC champion is going to come from the North Division this year.
I don't think that's an exaggeration or an overreaction at all either. I don't. The one thing I am concerned about is Detroit, having lost their coordinators, having lost Frank Ragnow. But I do believe in Dan Campbell. I do believe in this offense. In terms of who's on it, we need to see how this is without Ben Johnson, obviously, how the defense looks without Aaron Glenn. But I will proffer to say they won't lose 90 people on defense to injured reserve this year. They were just running out of humans to keep running out there on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm concerned about that, and they were the class of the division last year. J.J. McCarthy's first run at it. Let's see if that does affect Minnesota's wins and losses. Green Bay should even be better. How does that sound?
I think so, too. They let go of Jair Alexander today, and that kind of frees up some cap space. Are they going to be in on maybe Trey Hendrickson?
And Chicago should be better. And the way I just laid it out there, does that mean one of these teams will be so significantly great to unseat Philadelphia, to zoom past Washington, to take care of the Rams, who I think got better? That's a tall order, but to say this is an overreaction is wrong. There should be somebody out of the NFC North, whoever wins that division, who is good enough to take down the whole damn conference.
You talk about the Lions. Another team last year lost their coordinators and their center retired, and they won the Super Bowl.
That's correct. So let's hope for the Lions that they've got some Eagles in them. What else, Chris?
Rich, I'm thinking about, even looking ahead for fantasy, wide receiver position this year, guys, is going to be absolutely insane. There are so many stud wide receivers, maybe the top 12, just outstanding guys, Hall of Fame trajections. But one just really stands out. I think about Jamar Chase and what he's doing so far to start his career, being teamed up with Joe Burrow. I think when it's all said and done, guys, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase will be on the Mount Rushmore of quarterback wide receiver duos, if not the greatest overall.
Oh my goodness. I'll just call this an overreaction right now. Just because we're talking about Mount Rushmore, greatest to ever do it. At the end of the day,
Joe Burrow has said he doesn't want these guys
who's on there. So then give me an example of who's already on there.
You're talking about the greatest touchdown to
Montana to Rice. You're talking about
Steve Young to Jerry Rice is even better than Montana to Rice. You're talking about Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison, Dan Marino to Mark Clayton. You're talking about that type of company. And I think these guys, look, first 4 years, Jamar Chase has 46 touchdowns. He's only 25 years old. So he is just now entering his prime, and he's already at that 50 touchdown mark.
Now, you mentioned Marino to Clayton, or, obviously Marino to Duper and whatever. You consider that one of the greats. So a Super Bowl ring is not required to be on Mount Rushmore.
Peyton Manning to Reggie Wayne, that type of situation. I think these guys have that ability.
Brady to Gronk?
Not a wide receiver,
Mahomes, but I mean,
sure, Brady
pass
to Gronk,
catcher.
Kelsey and Mahomes.
Right.
I'm talking about this duo could be even better.
Man, that's just the tallest of orders.
Only
right
25.
Now.
Think about how good wide receivers play now. Jerry Rice played till he was 40.
Are we? Because I think you know where I'm going with this. Are we factoring in the bottom line to this, which is winning? Because if you're going to factor winning in, then you've got to put Aikman and Irvin in there for 3 championships. They didn't pass the way these other teams did statistically because we had a running back, but.
Oh, I thought you meant bottom line in terms of Burrow's going to make $60 million a year at some point in time, and
Chase just got paid.
And but Chase,
I meant bottom line.
No, because at some point in time, you're going to have to keep these guys paid enough to keep them together. That was never an issue with Young and Rice or Marino and fill in the blank or, Manning and Marvin. Like, you're talking about Chase making some of the most dollars of anybody that's not a quarterback in the league, and then you got a quarterback that's only going to get paid even more. And this is a franchise that, kudos to them for getting it done with their Velcro wallets. I'll just call that an overreaction for the moment. And it's not because... There you go. Well, I mean, Trey Hendrickson's like, is that me? Is that for me? What? Is that for me? Sorry, Trey.
That was wrong, bro. That was wrong. Messed up. Got Trey all excited.
No, but it's just case in point.
It's just things to think of.
So just that alone, it's not their talent. It's not their talent. I think the fact that I'm even pondering it means that
they've already been to a Super Bowl, by the way.
I'll just, good June 8th fodder, sir.
Just throwing that out there.
Or 9th.
Just thinking about it already. Nice.
What else?
Richard 6'9". Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Nick Chubb, by the way, talking a lot about him.
Speaking of Gronk.
This offseason. Right. Nick Chubb's going to go to Houston, guys.
Yep.
He's going to be a nice piece to that offensive puzzle down there with Joe Mixon. I think Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon, they're going to be the best running back duo in the AFC this year.
I can't argue with that. When I thought about who else is there, that could be a running back duo just off the top of my head, I thought when this signing hit that if Chubb is Nick, like he's going to be 30.
I mean, the workout videos look good.
I got it. But you know what this reminds me of? And again, but Mixon is a physical guy too, and he's not as fast as the guy I'm about to compare. This kind of feels like to me the Texans looking at what the Lions did and say, let's get our own Sonic and Knuckles. Let's get our own Thunder and Lightning. Let's go.
Yeah, but no.
And so like Mixon was a touchdown maker, as you know. They kept giving the ball to him inside the 10. But this is definitely a step up with all due respect to Dameon Pierce.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a really significant add. But if this is the guy, I mean, you don't think he could be a David Montgomery, give him the ball inside the 5-yard line type and go for it?
I think both of those could be a Montgomery type, but neither one of them is a Jamar Gibbs type.
I understand that Gibbs is one of the fastest out there, and he's a long run.
He's different.
But Jahmyr Gibbs is different, and Mixon's a different. I'm just thinking to myself, two stylistic guys that can be complementing one another. Who else is there?
AFC duos?
Yeah.
Looking at maybe a couple of rookies involved, Omarion Hampton and
Najee
Harris. Ramondre Stevenson, if he's back to form, and Travion Henderson maybe in New England. Just looking at the AFC.
It's not. I don't think it's an overreaction, though.
Okay.
What else you got over there, Chris?
I thought that was kind of fun.
Let's just get C.J. Stroud healthy and protected.
Yeah, that line's got to improve.
Yes, very much so. Stay healthy in the wide receiver group as well. Our new friend Jared Verse of the Rams, who was here last month.
Yes, sir.
We really enjoyed him. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
He said he left at least 10 sacks on the field last year.
I love it.
And I was reading that thinking, my God, this guy left that many. He feels Jared Verse is going to be a Defensive Player of the Year finalist this year.
I love it. You're talking my language now. You're talking my language.
Anything Rams?
You're talking my language.
Friends of the show.
Friends of the show.
I
People that we like.
I do not deny it.
He was an absolute game wrecker in the playoffs last year.
You're going to sit here and say he can't or he won't? Get out of here.
A lot of great defensive players.
I am aware of that,
sir. A lot
sir.
of great edge rushers.
Well, Zach Bond made the finalists last year, and if you had told me in the middle of this month last year at this time, smash cut to 1 year ago now, hey, Zach Bond's going to be a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC. It's like, who? What? Really? That guy from New Orleans? Vic Fangio is going to turn him into that? Okay.
Well, defensive back won it last year, which I don't think any of us would have predicted.
In the American Football Conference. I'm with you. Sold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But Defensive Player of the Year finalists in terms of, the entire,
Whole kit and caboodle.
Whole kit and caboodle, yeah. Defensive back won it. I'll go with Jared Verse.
All right.
I'm with you.
Love it. Big season incoming.
Yes, sir.
Let's switch gears, talk a little hoops, guys. I watched the game yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself, it's over. The Thunder's going to win the next 3 games. NBA title. 5, gentlemen sweep. The Pacers pulled the Sixers
Overreaction.
25 years ago. and
Overreaction.
That's kind of it.
Now the Pacers are going to show that they deserve to win the Eastern Conference, and they're going to win at least one of the next three. How does that sound? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying
You
it.
know what I don't like? I don't like that. Like Halliburton does have all these amazing, great moments, but then he's just kind of ho hum in other games. TJ, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he doesn't. He hasn't. When it comes to the is he a star thing, right? He hasn't been able
17,
to put.
6-3 last night.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to put those back-to-back games together.
I don't know, man. Let me ask you this question: are they better than the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Pacers?
Oh,
Are
man.
they better than the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Indiana Pacers?
I mean, based upon where we're
Yeah,
at.
yeah, they made the finals, but star power, no.
As good?
As good.
Okay.
They're about the same.
Well, Minnesota, as you know, in the Western Conference Finals, lost two significant games to start that campaign in Oklahoma City, and then beat the Thunder by 42 in Game 3. Yada, yada, yada. They lost the next two. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Indiana has one apiece, and if they... I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they win Game 3. How does that sound? This is an overreaction. You got another one over
I
there?
like it. Yeah, I got a couple more.
Okay.
U.S. Open week at Oakmont this week.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Jerry Dulac, who's there soon. It's going to be diabolical. If you've seen any of the clips, the greens run at a 16, 8-inch rough. But
Par 3, 289.
it's major season,
Eighth hole.
and that means big dogs only. Someone who's already run multiple majors is going to win the U.S. Open this week.
Okay. I'm with you.
Bryson, Rory, Scotty.
Yeah.
It's going to be a usual suspect.
I'm with you.
Yeah. All right.
I'm with you. That's not an overreaction.
All right.
Okay.
Well, here's one you might be interested in.
Okay, sure.
From Sunday, yesterday, until the rest of the season. Hear me out, TJ.
Okay.
The Red Sox are going to have a better record than the Yankees. I'm calling it right now.
that's
Calling
good.
my shot.
Okay.
We know who the better team is. When they face off head to head, we're not afraid of them. Oh, they got MVPs and all these women. We got heart. We got grit. We got the Wally helmet and the mask and the mascot face. We hit home runs. You see, has that ball landed yet that Rafael Devers just hit? Honestly, when do they officially sign over ownership?
Okay.
That sounds kind of crazy.
Do you have the one more?
I have
the one
an actual one more.
Okay, then actually, let's get to it. I'm not even going to dignify this with a response.
Wow.
One
So
more.
you're saying-
I did not know
Thank
this.
you.
She's saying that he's overreacting, is what you're
Well,
saying.
that's-
I'd say, look, sometimes the truth hurts, and
Okay.
you're just you're unable to accept it. Rich, honestly, you watched the rest of the French Open yesterday, right?
Yes.
That was phenomenal. In no way could you score a single point on Alcaraz. What are we even talking about?
All right.
Can we put this to bed once and for all?
Take the music down.
Serious
Take the
moment.
music down. Take the music down. Let me tell you something.
Please.
What I saw in Roland Garros, that 5-setter, is truly one of the greatest tennis matches I have ever seen of my entire life.
Ever.
It is truly that good. And everybody should seek out whatever highlights there can be. And it is just a testament to fortitude, athleticism, Sinner versus Alcaraz. Alcaraz was down in this match, down to 3 championship points. Sinner had 3 championship points on Alcaraz in this match. And the odds of him winning were down to 2%, which, by the way, I'm kind of stunned by.
That seems high.
Because it was the third. He was down in this match 2-1, and Sinner had 3 championship points. He was up 40 love on his serve, on his racket, up 5-3 in the 4th set. And I saw that, and I thought to myself, okay, this is it. Not a single soul thought to themselves, oh, this is a turning point. Except Carlos Alcaraz. And all I thought to myself was, I now have something in common with Yannick Skinner. Can I get a single point off this guy? Certainly when I was watching him in the tiebreak in the fifth set, that Alcaraz got the first 7 points in and wound up having 7 championship points himself, a testament to his greatness that he could go from having 3 against him to an hour and 45 minutes later having 7 of those on his side.
Crazy.
And I thought to myself, this man's vulnerable. All I got to do is last 5.5 hours.
That's right.
And even then, he might not be gassed. So, yeah, overreaction.
Okay.
How dare you?
I dare.
I just won't play on clay. I mean, I'm not a moron.
No, I think, yeah.
Thank you. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.